Right, and with Judith Emanuel at the lunch break at our Winning Ways in Walkden event, and we've actually got some winning ways, strong winning ways coming out from the morning, and we can see them PowerPointed up here. Judith, can you just give us the highlights of that, and then we'll go on to how you got them?
Yeah, well, the winning ways are what's come out of the stories as the key sort of threads of what's working in Walkden for people who aren't smoking. So we've got things like healthy alternatives, people being able to do sports. We've got the cost and impact, that a lot came up in those talking heads, which was the impact of smoking on people's lives and what it meant to them, not only in financial terms, but spoilt childhoods, for instance. The importance of honest dialogue, I found that one a very interesting one of, what it's like if you don't want to have smoking in your house for your children and your mother-in-law feels deeply offended coming into the house and not being able to smoke, and the rows that it can lead to, and the courage you need to take that through, and yet how it can be successfully resolved. And there was a lovely story about that. There's a lovely one, Dare to be Different, Dare to Live Well. We've got a number of young people here today. And even though the majority of people are now non-smokers, that's not the majority in every family or the majority in every peer group. And for lots of young people, what we've heard is the amazing courage they need in order to do what they want to do. And we've got stories like of a singer who couldn't admit that she didn't smoke just because she didn't like smoking, but had to use the singing as a reason that she's not smoking. This is 2010, and it's still people having to find real strategies in order to be the person that they want to be.
And I see love and caring for others and the impact on families came out very strongly, I think.
That was an enormous one, wasn't it? Of just we've just heard some amazing stories about how people, what wonderful parents people are, how they really, really want to do the best for their children, and how that really motivates them to be non-smokers.
I don't think you've got it up there, but I think Trevor mentioned the impact on pets as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know one of the stories that's come out in all this was a man who's used the Smoke-Free Homes project, who, in a stereotypical way, people didn't think they could interest him at all in this, big, thick, set fellow with lots of tattoos and things. But when he realised the impact that smoking was having on his dog, who had asthma, that was the end of it. He no longer smoked in the house.
Amazing. And how did we get to distilling these little winning ways out? Can you just recap on the technique that you used?
Well, we started with the timeline of getting people to share their stories, and then we showcased a number of stories of talking heads. And then we asked people in small groups to work out, well, what was the impact of what they had? What did they think were the key things that were working? So one group did that, and then two groups joined together, and we asked them to write the winning ways. What are the key things that were working on cards? We then asked them to put the winning ways onto a board under coloured headings.
Oh, let's move over and have a look at what came out of it. Yep.
So here were the winning ways, and they were asked to put them under colour headings so that if there were things that linked to one another, they put them together. And this is a form of, people actually analysing data but not calling it that, collectively, because it's really, really important here that they do it, not us, and that they, so that they come and they actually pin the things on the board, and they come up with the titles, which is what you see under the winning ways, of what all this is saying.
Let's just look here. Yep.
So the thing that was sort of really interesting was this one here that was all about the confidence that people need, the courage they need, the fact that people had aspirations and ambition. And this came lovely into daring to be different, daring to live well. And we think we got that. And what we will be doing this afternoon is using this as the building blocks and saying to people, right, you know what works. What's the future you want to create? And don't forget, this is what you know what works. Not necessarily what you thought before you came in the room or what somebody else says. This is what's working here.
And you make it look quite easy here, which is always the essence of good facilitation, and the other people in the room do the work. But it's taken a lot of work to get here, I think, hasn't it?
It's taken us a year to get here. It's been a lot, identifying which community to work with, finding people in the community that wanted to work with us. It's a funny thing, you ask people, tell us why you don't smoke. And they say, I never smoked. I don't know why. We don't have a culture for not smoking. This is the thing about a lot of public health issues, don't you? You've got the behaviour that you want, but we don't focus on it because we don't have a language to talk about things that aren't problems.
And that's what you're surfacing here.
That's what we're doing.